All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is Hunter Strafacci live on the ball, Brandywine Athletics Live, alongside Brennan Cramp. Big game today, senior day for the men's basketball program as they face Wilson. Just before the tip, we are going to be honoring our 5 seniors: Jamar Wright, Joey Bruscia, Isaiah Leonard, Dylan Jones, and Ethan Toney. We'll go to the floor with Coach Gallo for the announcement.
Penn State for everyone in the Lions. Tonight's match is contested under the auspice of the United East Athletic Conference, and the UEC Code of Conduct will be enforced. We ask that everyone demonstrate good sportsmanship throughout the contest. Obscene cheers, throwing of objects, and verbal indignities of student athletes, coaches, or officials will not be tolerated. Any spectator who displays inappropriate conduct will be instigated. Your cooperation is expected and appreciated. Thank you. At this time, we would like to honor our 5 members of the Penn State Brandywine men's basketball senior class for their contributions to the team and this program over the last 4 years. Our first senior tonight is Isaiah Leonard. Leonard has battled through injury this season to play 18 games during his first year at Penn State Brandywine. He's recorded 41 points, 40 rebounds, and 14 steals. Prior to coming to Brandywine, Isaiah won a national championship as a member of the men's basketball team at Penn State Wilkes last season. He is currently pursuing his degree in communication. Please welcome number 23, Isaiah Leonard. Our next senior is Joey Bruscia. Joey transferred to Brandywine midway through the 23-24 season has become a regular in the starting lineup this season. He is averaging 6 points per game this winter and is currently ranked in the top 15 in the United East Conference in three-pointers made. Overall, Joey has played in 37 games at Brandywine, scoring 207 points. He is currently working towards his degree in human development and family studies. Please welcome number 12, Joey Megadonuts Bruscia. Here is Dylan Jones. Dylan is in the midst of his 4th season at Brandywine, playing in 92 junior games. During that time, Dylan has recorded 346 points, 308 rebounds, 49 block shots. In addition to playing basketball, Dylan served as the Vice President of Brandywine's Student Athlete Advisory Committee and is a resident assistant. He is a 3-time academic all-conference performer who is set to graduate this spring with a degree in communication. Please welcome number 24, Dylan Bagabones Jones. Our next senior is Ethan Toney. Ethan has been a member of the Brandywine basketball team for 4 years, playing his 49th career game tonight. During the 22 season, Ethan Toney. Our final senior tonight is 115 of his 4-year career tonight, the second most games played in program history. During that time, Jamar has scored 500 career points, recorded 226 rebounds, 80 steals, while almost always drawing the opponent's top scorer on the defensive assignment. Jamar is an academic all-conference award winner following the 23-24 season. He will graduate in May with his degree in communications. Please not welcome number 10, Jamar Wright.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back after that senior day ceremony. Nicely done here by the team, by Coach Gallo on the broadcast, well, on the PA broadcast as well. This is Hunter Strafacci again alongside Brendan Cramp. Brendan, why don't you take us quickly through the lineup for the visiting Wilson College?
Well, there we go. Certainly, Hunter. Starting out, we got number 2, junior Jalen Pierce. After that, we have number 3, a senior Trey Keys. After that, we have number 5, a graduate Gary Robertson. At number 4, we have number 12, junior Nairobi Peeler Jr. And finally, number 23, junior Armani Jones.
All right, thanks, Brennan. Coach Gallo on the PA here announcing the lineup, and it is exactly who you'd think on senior day. It is the 5 seniors: Jamar Wright, Joey Brusha, Isaiah Leonard, Dylan Jones, and Ethan Toney starting here today. Big day for Penn State Brandywine. Big day for Jamar Wright, who becomes the second most capped career appearances player in men's basketball program history. He's second to only one of the all-time greats, Bryce Baruch, who played 106. Of course, Jamar Wright, if Penn State Brandywine don't make the postseason, will wrap up his career joint top. And Brandon, that is very much the story here today. It's on for the postseason. Penn State Brandywine, well, they haven't made it easy for themselves, but they've won every game in this postseason run-in, and they've got to win this one and the next to hope to appear in the tournament. Unfortunately for the Lions, they left it a little bit too late, and it's not quite in their hands. It's in the control of both Berks and Valley Forge. There are 2 spots left for the postseason. Brandywine need to win tonight and Saturday at Keystone to have a chance. And they've got to wait and pray that Valley Forge and Penn State Berks will lose.
Yeah, well, I was talking to Ben Bass a little bit ago, I believe it was last week, before that last game we did on the broadcast, and we were talking about the playoff scenario, and he said that pretty much needed to win out and every other team needed to lose out, and so far it's definitely going the way they want it to go. Brandywine definitely is such a fun team to watch at home. They normally put on a pretty great performance, and with the vibes high for senior day and with their backs against the wall for playoff contention, I think we're in for a good game today.
Yeah, this is a team that has risen their game when it mattered most. Now, if they could have done it maybe 2-3 games earlier, we probably wouldn't be in this situation at all, but they have definitely risen to the occasion, and they're relishing the pressure. Leonard, unable to score. Well, even with the postseason hope very much alive, Coach Burke starts the seniors today. just one of them really has been starting every game consistently. That's the man on the ball now, Joey Bruscia. He'll inbound to Ethan Toney. Leonard. Well, Leonard's transferred from Penn State Wilkes. He's played through injury to appear for about 18 games for Penn State Brandywine, one of 2 transfers in the senior class. There's the other Bruscia, whose 3-ball will come off the wire.
Yeah, we didn't see too much of Isaiah Leonard this year. Like you said, he was battling with injury, but Isaiah Leonard's such a great guy to come off the bench. He's had a lot of clutch moments so far this year. He can really shoot the ball from anywhere. He's been a great piece for this Brandywine team. He's going to be surely missed next year.
Wilson looked to score first, and the putback will result in the first bucket of the game. That was Trey Keys with the score. Well, Penn State Brandywine have reinforced their squad in the offseason, of course, but also during the winter break. They've got a lot of guys ready to come in. Very different story on the other side of the floor. The Phoenix with just 4 dressed and ready for this game. And we've seen that impact the women's basketball team time and time again. As the game goes longer, they tire, as any team would, and we'll see how that affects Wilson here today. Brandywine do appreciate that slow pace. They normally do look for the long game, so that may even suit them further. 2 minutes. Sorry, Brendan, keep going.
No, I was just speaking to your point there. Yeah, they definitely can play from anywhere. They do like to go inside a little bit and play more of a slower paced game, but possibly seeing maybe changing game plan to start the game here. Unfortunately, that is a steal and buckets as a result. But talking about the offense still, definitely a versatile team on either end of the court, no matter what kind of game plan Coach Burke gives them.
Over the top for Toney. Leonard looking to stretch his legs. Kicks it out. There's Jones. Well, Jones has definitely upped his game, as Penn State Brandywine have upped theirs as a collective. Spoke to me post-game last time here in the Lions' Den. Dylan Jones always gives a really good interview, really well-spoken guy. But if you want to check that one out, visit at PSUBW Sports on Instagram. Bruscia with the 3.
That was a smooth shot from Bruscia there. He can really shoot it from distance. He's going to be another one of those seniors that definitely is going to be surely missed, especially with a team that doesn't shoot too many threes or rely on the 3-ball too much. It's always good to have a player that can, and he's one of their best, so definitely going to be one to miss. Might be another night where trading threes could be one of the common themes here.
Yeah, I just saw the grad student Gary Robertson drop one from deep. Yeah, Bruscia's shot coming out of nowhere there. Wasn't even ready with the line. But anyway, it's 7-3, and Leonard will miss out on perhaps the foul, that he wanted. Lots happening here. There's the 3. It's out from Jalen Pierce. Leonard wide open. No score. Well, Leonard scored a couple during threes for Thon. Good cause, brought the good out of his game, but he's yet to find the mark from deep in this one.
Yeah, Brandywine, one of the teams that they want to establish themselves early just to feel confident, and they're shooting a lot of long shots here, not entirely true to form to their game. I think Coach Burke maybe wanted to open with that, but perhaps looking to get back to the original drawing board and do what they do best.
Yeah, well, he did start all the seniors, so I expect them to come out of this timeout with a very different look and a very different game plan. Of course, he's doing the right thing, getting those 5 on the floor for the first 5 or so minutes, but there's a whole lot on the line, and it's time to bring in the usual suspects. Definitely expecting to see Amari Little out there on the floor shortly. He was just named United East Conference Player of the Week for the second time this season. He's got the most United East Conference Player of the Week awards of any Penn State Brandywine athlete so far. 2-0 week, averaging 22.5 points, 3.5 rebounds, 1.5 steals, and 5 assists, finishing the week shooting 61% from the field, 70% from deep, and 10 for 10 from the foul stripe. He's in the game now wearing the number 5, and he's on some great form.
Yeah, definitely one of Coach Burke's primary offensive drivers. No shocker that he's one of the best acknowledged throughout the conference. Second time all-conference player of the week. Definitely putting in his work, and especially in these last couple weeks, working up the playoffs.
It's a loose ball from Brazilian Ben Bass. Not like him to misplace a pass like that. Wilson will look to take advantage, and they will do just that with the 2-point conversion from Trey Keys. Brandywine down 6. Little debuted with that 31-point performance against Penn State Schuylkill, for which he was awarded the United East Conference Player of the Week. Has definitely established himself as one of the best shooters in the conference. That's on paper easily as well, not just my opinion. 340 points, 10th best in United East, 94% from the free, which is the very best, and his field and three-point shooting, 45 and 40.5% respectively, are up there as well. His teammate, Big Ten, Jamar Wright, honored today on Senior Day, will take these couple of free throws. Well, Brennan, we could talk all day about the on-court abilities of Jamar Wright, but the off-floor leadership may be what his team misses the most. I was speaking to some of the rookies this year. They really look up to the guy.
Yep, no shocker at all. I mean, he came in here definitely as a key centerpiece for Coach Burke, one of the guys you sort of build the team around, or at least build an offense around. And he's really stepped into that role, like you said, on and off the court. He's being a real leader to some of the younger guys out there, giving Coach Burke a much easier job down the road trying to develop his guys.
Yeah, well, he is going to be some miss for the Lions. Going to be really strange calling a basketball game without Jamar Wright out there on the floor. Nice message from his family today. Jamar, you have given your all to basketball and made so many sacrifices along the way. We're very proud of you, and we will miss watching you play. Always remember, Phil 4:13, you can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. You will always be our favorite basketball player. We love you, Mom, Myron, and the family. Really nice messages, Brian.
Yeah, definitely.
Got a little emotional reading that out loud. And I got a little emotional after seeing that 3 from Armani Jones.
You know, we saw this in the girls' game, the inability to close down the 3 ball. It's one of the tougher things to do, especially against a team that's real good at it. Definitely one of the things that, you know, gets Brandywine in a big hole like we're seeing here, especially when they can't entirely capitalize on the offensive end themselves. So, you know, it's just one of those things that they really got to lock down on. And, you know, once they take the energy out of a team in one of their aspects, they tend to do a pretty good job of finding all the other flaws and taking over fully taking over on the defensive end there. So we'll just see how the game develops.
Here's Malachi Claude for the first time in the game. Such strong play against one of the top defenders in the United East, Armani Jones, who's got the 3rd most boards per game in the United East.
No surprise there. He's standing about as tall as an oak tree.
Yeah, Claude making him look like the size of a normal man there with that play. There's a 3 in the corner. Brusha tries to close it down, but it's too little too late. And it falls for Winston Rafford. Coach Burke, 2 timeouts gone. 12 minutes, 59 left in the first half. His team down by 15-7.
Well, we know that Coach Burke likes the fact that he's got 6 total timeouts in a game. He uses all of them fairly effectively. You know, we know he doesn't care how much time is between timeouts. If he sees something wrong, he likes to correct it as quick as possible. I think his message down there is to definitely lock up on the 3 ball. They're getting killed with that these last couple possessions. And on the offensive end, I think they really just got to get more locked in, better communication down in the floor, and those points will start falling.
Well, the man in charge across the floor is Dexter Harris in his first season for the visiting Wilson. Comes with a good amount of experience at the assistant level. Coached at Millersville, his team 67-25 during his time there, seeing the NCAA tournament twice. Played ball back at Chestnut Hill for a couple seasons. Was forced to retire a touch earlier than he would have liked because of injury, but still played almost 50 games for Chestnut Hill, picking up 140 points, 70 boards, and 20 assists. And oftentimes the best coaches are not always the best players, Brendan. Coach Dexter Harris definitely with a point to prove, perhaps some unfinished business in his basketball career, and he's looking to finish that business in a coaching role.
Yeah, we've seen that a couple times. We've seen coaches who have previous experience either with their program or just in the game in general. First season, it's 2 Wilson first-time head coaches for both the men's and women's programs. Obviously, our last coach, David Ward, I believe. Dylan Ward. Yep, thank you. First season as head coach, makes it to the playoffs. So,
Little with a big 3. Well, he consistently makes that look easy, making about 2.5 threes per game, third best in the United East Conference. And he's hardly missed a 3 this entire week, shooting 70% in the previous 7 days from deep. Such a special player for this program, brought in by Coach Burke, recruited out of Newman University. I think Newman probably, if they've been following us this season, probably regretting letting him go a little bit. That's for sure.
Bit of a New York Giants Saquon Barkley situation there. Our football viewer listeners will understand that one.
I got that one. Gary Robertson. Robertson works his way inside but can't finish. Oh, he seems like he's pretty much capable of doing whatever he feels like with the ball in his hands, whether it be from the field or from deep. Swider scores a big 3. Loves that home court 3 ball, that's for sure, Jack Swider.
Yeah, cuts the lead to 2 there. Jack Swider always having a good game at home, always real effective from the 3-ball area. And he's a tall guy, too, as another 3 drops for Wilson, unfortunately. But
yep, that'll take the wind out of your sails. Nairobi Peeler Jr. with the mark. 16 points per game, leading the game overall, actually. Claude tries to back up big Armani Jones, but can't quite get it done. Rafford. No finish. Well, we've seen Coach Burke recruit a lot of big men. There's one in Swider who scores the 3. But the big men have made such a big difference for Burke, whether inside or out. Brandywine starting the season a little shaky. The physicality really wasn't there, Brennan. But since Swider and company have joined the team, they've been very difficult to beat inside. And they're picking off their points outside as well.
Yep, the size has definitely been a great option for Coach Burke. It's opened up a lot of different game plans that they couldn't really venture into that first half of the season before winter break there. As Bruce unloads, can't get it. But, yeah, they've definitely – it's also helped that a lot of their big men have the great ability to shoot the long ball. So
they'll continue to trade 3s. That was Tobias Reese, the freshman from Texas, with the effort. And we're right back to another timeout, believe it or not. Well, the tournament this season runs from February 19th to March 1st. The champion earns an automatic bid into the NCAA tournament. That's what we're playing for here tonight. Brandywine need to continue to be perfect in this postseason charge. You take a look at your screen, you'll see the bottom 8 in the United East Conference. Wilson and Penn College have already wrapped up postseason in terms of playing in it, of course. You got to be at least 12th in the United East to reach the postseason, and you'll see there Penn State Berks and Valley Forge right now safe, but it's not off the table for Penn State Brandywine. If those two lose and Brandywine win tonight and the next, we'll be in the postseason.
Yep. Definitely a lot riding on this game. A lot of big playoff implications. It'll be the first time a lot of these guys have even seen the D3 playoff bracket in their careers. So, yep, like you said, playing for a lot tonight.
Here's Fogg. Wraps it around the corner for Claude. Claude on the turn. Not enough arc on the shot, but Claude bullying Armani Jones and company inside. Claude's such a strong guy. Lots of power in the legs of Claude.
Yep, took the words right out of my mouth there. Real physical presence. He's backing down some of Wilson's best and biggest players real physical guy. He just got to capitalize on those shots a little better.
Fogg is fed. Inside for Claude. Again, strong play from the transfer, and the putback is good. Well, you're seeing Claude occupy the inside spaces on offense. It's freeing up Fogg coming forward, and Fogg has definitely upped his scoring abilities in this Brandywine run. All of his shooting stats up since last game. Nairobi Peeler Jr. There's the three. No finish from Jalen Pierce. Tips back, and Little will recover possession. Claude. Well, Claude just couldn't get it done on that occasion.
Claude getting a lot of looks, though, and once he starts hitting those shots, they'll come a lot easier for him. But it's definitely good that he's getting a lot of possessions early on. Saves up a lot of energy, of course, for Jaden Fogg. We'll need him big time in the rest of this game.
Little a bit short of the shot. A little at that three fly against Wilson. Last time these two faced, he knocked down 6. Reese thought about it. Spin and shoot from Jones. And the bucket to match. 25-18, 8-11 left in the first half of play.
Well, I'll tell you what, with Jaden Fogg just inches away from me, that's not an easy shot to get off.
Touch and shoot, there's Wright. No score. Rebounded by Fogg. Kicks it out for Little. Shakes pressure. Couldn't finish up there. And Reese clearly pulled by Fogg. That was Jalen Pierce, excuse me. It's one of those that the referee barely even has to open his eyes to make the call on.
Definitely didn't mean to make that play, but in all honesty, it probably worked out a little better for Brandywine. You know, instead of chasing down the open lane there, they're just gonna have to work on a new possession here. Never mind, that was not a common foul.
Well, Jalen Pierce, one of 6 transfer students on this Wilson team. Small squad, 9 players, and they're small in stature as well, with the average height being 6 feet tall. 6 transfers, 3 underclassmen. Peeler and Pierce from Millersville, Jones and Robertson from Bryant and Stratton, Syracuse. Bryant and Stratton, Wisconsin. Excuse me. But what they may lack in squad size and average height, they definitely make up for in fight. They're 9th in the United East Conference, having already clinched the postseason.
We don't see a lot of Wisconsinites over here on the West Coast, especially not, D3 basketball over here. Over here, at least, that's what I'll say.
Well, they've had a successful season, and that's pretty much down to their impressive offense. 3rd most points per game in the United East, but their defense is keeping them from being a fantastic team this season. They're scoring 78 points per game, but they're letting in 80 per game. They're up at the top in one stat and down at the bottom in the other, and for that reason, well, they had a pretty average run in the regular season.
Yeah, well, you took the analysis right out of my took the words right out of my mouth there. I was about to mention their points differential. That it is only a negative 1.5 point differential between how many points they let up and how many points they put on the board themselves. Still, both impressive just on their own right, but yeah, definitely not the best defensive team out in D3.
Yeah, they've got a comparable defense to Penn State Brandywine here tonight in terms of rebounding, but Brandywine have the edge when it comes to blocks and limiting shooting from around the floor as well. Jamar Wright rises with the rebound. Well, not too much scoring happening for our Lions. It's 27-19.
Brandywine did go on a couple close runs there where they did bring within 2 or tie it, but Wilson seemed to pull away a little bit there.
Yeah, Wilson just seemed to have the answer for every problem Brandywine throws at them, whether it be their three-point shooting or defensive abilities as well. Three is missed on that occasion from a Nairobi Peeler Jr., Elijah Bryant has joined the game wearing the number 2 for Penn State Brandywine.
One of the earlier entrances from Elijah Bryant we've seen this year.
I was just about to say, Coach, trusting him for this important run, and he'll reward him with a 3-ball.
A big game for not just the team, but Elijah Bryant himself hasn't really seen too much playoff action or much action on the floor for that matter, but definitely doing his best to leave his mark on this game.
Brandywine back within 5 points. Brusher will inbound. One of Burke's first recruits as a transfer last season, has since played 37 games, scoring 207 points. We know how dangerous he is from deep, scoring 54 three-pointers in his short but storied Penn State Brandywine career. A guy we wish we got a little bit sooner, but we're thankful that we had him at all. Fogg with a good finish. Well, the message from the Brusher family is it's been a privilege. Enjoy watching you grow into the man that you've become. We couldn't have asked for a better son, and we couldn't be more proud of you. Love, Mom and Dad, to Joey Brusher.
Well, I can definitely agree that it has been rewarding watching Joey Brusher play, watching all those 3 balls come down through the net. It's always fun to watch. It's been a joy.
Has been an absolute joy, that much is for sure. The last time these two played, Wilson won as Little scored a career-high 32 points. Durkitz carried the team early, contributing 14 to a 23-17 Brandywine edge. The Lions held a lead as large as 9 points, but Wilson went on a 15-0 run to lead 37-33 at halftime. Wilson would pull away and establish a double-digit lead midway through the second half. Looked like game over for the Lions, but Little inspired a run to get them within 3. Wilson responded again and controlled the final 4.5, tacking on 6 free throws to seal their 73-64 overall win. Brandywine were dangerous on the fast break. Aside from Little, Durkitz scored 16 points, perfect from deep and the line, shooting 7 for 17 from the field. Jones was the third top scorer, 8 points, 8 boards, 1 block. Little knocked down 6 threes and shot 12 of 8 from the field. 20 of his 32 came in the final half of the game. Wilson got it done, winning the game by taking better care of the ball and getting it done on the foul line. And perhaps a big reason for that was the fact that Fogg only played in 8 minutes. He's going to have a bigger say in this game, no doubt. Tony's back on the floor here for Penn State Brandywine.
I haven't seen too much of Ben Bass today. We know Coach Burke likes to get him in early, at least since he's proved himself in his first couple games with Brandywine.
Robertson will look to make it 3. Gary Robertson has played the most minutes in the United East with 14 hours on the court. He's made a 4th best conference, 85 free throws, shooting 73% on the season. Stuck around for a grad year after being named to the All-Conference second team. Entered the game today on 958 career points, no doubt another thing on his mind.
We could be seeing a 1,000-point career in the playoffs if they get far enough.
Here's Wright, zigzagging through the lines and scoring. Brandywine within 4.
Jamar Wright's such a crafty player like that. He's got a real physical presence when he needs to turn that side of him on, but real quick player. He can really move through the seams seamlessly.
Bryant up against Jalen Davis. Those few exchanging a couple of words off the ball. Here's Fogg. Go to work, says Coach Burke. And Fogg misplaces the pass. Trey Keys is impeded, and it's another foul at about the Nittany Lion logo that'll go against Penn State Brandywine. This time, Jamar Wright, the guilty party. That'll go against Elijah Bryant. Jalen Bryant is the starting pitcher for Penn State Brandywine baseball. Baseball already on the mind, Brennan. Home opener is on Saturday. Can't believe it.
Couldn't be more excited.
Trey Keys. Not ready to shoot over Jones. Davis will send it inside for Pierce, who picks up 2 points. Oh, this Brandywine team has been on such a good run on their best streak, having won their previous 2 conference games. They've been playing with such a high level of intensity in the run-in towards the postseason, but in this game, at least so far, Wilson have controlled the tempo.
Yeah, in the last couple games that at least we've done on the broadcast, they seem to be a lot more connected as an offensive unit. Definitely making big defensive plays and playing real defensively minded, but they looked real attuned to Coach Burke's game plan. Like you said, not so much in this game. They look a bit scattered, look a bit like they're scrounging for answers out there. As Jack Swider bangs another 3. No shocker, Coach Burke put him in. It is now just a 5-point game.
Yeah, Swider making, I believe, all 3 of his 3-point attempts. Lexi Berry says yes. Lexi Berry paying close attention to this game. Oh! Nearly took out the Girl Scouts there, Brendan.
Can't have that.
Cannot have anything like that. Bryant's ball. Little now with a look. Over the top, there's Fogg. Fogg closed down by 2. Kicks it out for Swider. Touch and shoot. Short of the shot. Very difficult shot to make. Jones with the rebound and the score.
Big points from the senior there to cut it to 3.
Dylan Jones, such an important on-floor leader for this Penn State Brandywine team, has a real deep understanding of Coach Burke and his principles, as he spoke with me about post-game last time out. Burke, definitely a guy who likes to stick to his recruits on the floor, but Dylan Jones, amongst others, has been pretty much undeniable in Brandywine colors.
Always a great guy to have out there. A real veteran on this team. He's done a great job of sort of cementing himself in his role on the team. Definitely a leader. He's been with Coach Burke for all 4 years of his attendance here. Not all 4 years? That's what Vinny Gallo said.
Well, Vinny Gallo got it wrong.
Well,
this is Burke's second year in charge.
Oh, I meant Dylan Jones.
Oh, yeah, he's been a member of the program all 4 years.
Yes. Yeah.
There you go. Swider shifts inside. Oh, makes the 3 look easy, but that time couldn't score with the layup. Fogg shows him how it's done shortly thereafter. Brandywine make it a 1-point game entering the timeout.
Well, they were down a little bit, but they found a way to claw back to make it just a 1-point game. It was 6 at one before their little run there, so definitely did a great job of locking down on both ends there.
Well, Dylan Jones has had some career for Penn State Brandywine. PSU AC All Academic, amongst other things. Actually ranks 3rd all-time as far as blocks go, 48 total. Dylan Jones recruited out of Hodgson Votech, where he played a whole lot back in high school. And we'll miss the man with the 6'11" wingspan out there on the floor for Penn State Brandywine. Of that, there's no doubt. Important member of the Penn State Brandywine community as well. An RA in the building where you live, Brendan Cramp. And also the vice president of the SAAC here at Brandywine.
Yep, not my RA, but I've heard nothing but good things. Always there for his residents. Always down for a good time. In the lounge area. always throwing such festively thrown RA games.
RA games. Well, the message from Dylan's family: I couldn't have asked God for a better son. I love you and I'm super proud of the man you have become. Love, Dad, to Dylan. Thought about the shot, comes inside to take it. That's Nairobi Peeler Jr. from about the foul stripe. Well, you're seeing Nairobi Peeler show exactly why he's got 16 points per game. Seems to arrive at all the right areas in just the right time. Fogg's feed to Bryant. Bryant goes for three. Well, 7 points, for Elijah Bryant. Jones can't score over Little.
Yeah, it's a tough mismatch there, but Little made the best out of it.
Little against Peeler Jr. Just gets a little unlucky on the shot, and there's a foul spotted as we enter the final minute of the half. That'll go against Jones. Well, it's really difficult to face Brandywine's defense in the field. Second best in terms of field goal percentage against in the conference. And Dylan Jones, always a really big part of that with that 6'11" wingspan we just mentioned. See him out there on your screen directing traffic in the paint.
Yep, Dylan Jones, definitely one of the better defensive-minded players on this team. Obviously pairs well with Coach Burke's defense-heavy run program.
There was Jones getting in the way defensively. Again, right run out of steps and scored with a long layup. Brandywine on top, 38-36 as we field the final 15 seconds of the first half. Robertson ties it up. Brandywine with the final possession, hopefully, of the half. Right turn and shoot, now or never. Oh, looked good for a moment there, Brennan.
Well, they probably would have had a couple more seconds if they had stopped the clock on time. They let about 3 or 4 seconds run down before they got that ball inbound, but it's just the flow of the game.
38s. We'll be back in 15 minutes. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back here for half number 2. Penn State Brandywine did just enough to tie things up at 38 apiece right before the halftime horn. This is Hunter Strafacci live on the ball, Brandywine Athletics live alongside Brennan Kramp, who's going to walk us through the halftime stats and trends for the first.
Well, it's a 38-38 game, and the stat sheet definitely reflects that. Both teams shooting just about 40% from field goal. Brandywine, however, shooting about 44% from three-point range. Elijah Bryant is the second highest scorer on the team with 7 points. He was 2 of 2 from 3 today. After that, it's Jack Swider with 9 points, all 3 coming from beyond the arc. He's 3 of 4 tonight, from 3 of 5 from the field. Brandywine out-rebounding the Wilson Phoenix by just 3 boards, 22-19. However, Wilson does have 4 steals, which would account for all 4 Brandywine turnovers. In terms of the assists, Wilson does just have 2 more, moving the ball just a touch better. But Brandywine looking like they were in control at the end of that first half. As we know with Brandywine, definitely a second-half team. We'll see what they do here.
Yep, that's been the story all season. You could see a totally different Brandywine team in half number 2. Coach Burke will send his men back out onto the floor. The 5 of seniors Wright and Dylan Jones alongside Brusha, of course. And the other 2 men on the floor, the standout transfer stars from this season, Amari Little and Jaden Fogg. All to play for. Penn State Brandywine, their postseason hopes still alive. They've got to win out, and they've got to hope for some luck from other teams, but what they can do, of course, is just win.
Yeah, they really just have to take it one win at a time. You know, after these 2 potential wins, everything else is really out of their hands, so they just have to do their best.
Well, Gary Robertson hits the line here. Already spoke about it. Robertson, a great foul shooter, but he comes up empty-handed there in the lion's den.
Yeah, those could be 2 free throws he might regret missing. Brandywine definitely looked pretty hot coming out of the break here. As we know, Coach Burke kept them on during the half. It's what he's been doing for the majority of the second half of the season. Notice his boys were getting a little cold.
Brusha bags a 3.
Yeah, and we see why.
Yeah, big difference in the second half performance from just that coaching tweak. They've been so much better scoring-wise in the second as a result. Brandywine on top. Robertson kicks it out. Here's Jalen Pierce shifting inside. Feeds Trey Keys. And the mid-range effort is no good. Jones with the board. Well, this Wilson team, similar to this Brandywine team, had a lot to think about entering this season. Brandywine's transition was more like joining the new conference and division, but Wilson had to rebuild. They lost their head coach, the conference player of the year, and the conference defensive player of the year at the end of the season. They've been a little off, according to those standards, as a result, but you would expect that from a team missing 3 figureheads, of course.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, anytime we see a team lose some of their big pieces, things are going to start to slip through the cracks, but I think they've done a pretty solid job regardless.
Yep, Dexter Harris has done his job as head coach. He's led them to the postseason. Nothing more you could ask for. Jones in the corner. Received it a little bit too late. And Wright will miss on the layup opportunity. Armani Jones, he'll miss. Little locking horns with Robertson. Fogg feeds Brusha. Touch and shoot for the 3. It spins out. Unlucky from the senior. Well, Fogg commits the foul midair, and Trey Keys will take another look at the line here.
It's a tough one to bring down when you got 6'5" Jaden Fogg. Contact to contact there, but got it to fall.
Yep, all across the team, this Wilson side can shoot quite accurately from the foul line. They're the most accurate team in the United East from the stripe by a significant margin, shooting about 77% as a team. Little trying to give his defender the run around. There's Fogg for three, and he'll score.
Well, Brandywine's definitely done a great job of locking in more on their three-ball shots. They had a bunch of opportunities early in the first. Obviously, we saw Jack Swider hitting 3 of 4 from beyond the arc, so they've definitely worked a good game plan in for those long ball shots there, and they're definitely capitalizing them here on this in the second half as well.
Pierce for three. Here's the response. Oh, we spoke about it a little bit in the first, and I could be crazy, but offensively at least, it seems like Burke is shifting another big man in favor of Fogg inside to free up Fogg for that shot and for other good work from the field. Dylan Jones seems to be the closest to the rim. There he is with the board. That's another change that Burke has made in the new year, and he's gotten his lines playing a whole lot better as well. Fogg out to pressure Pierce, short of the shot, rebounded by Jones. Little faces Robertson. He'll shoot the three over the head, and he'll drop it as well. Brandywine 51-44 up. Momentum on their side. Sorry? All right, well, we're in the timeout here. Wilson definitely needed to call that one. They're under a whole lot of pressure. Coaching staff letting the team work it out amongst themselves, as you can clearly see. But better from Brandywine so far, Brennan.
Yep, definitely coming out with a lot more fire under them. Obviously, with an extended bench, they have a total of 15 players. So they got a nice 10-man reserve compared to the Wilson 4 that we're seeing out there. So Coach Burke definitely working with a lot more options in terms of game plan. But, Wilson definitely kept his boys aggressive in that first half. They definitely can show that they can put up points on the board and, squander any defensive or offensive opportunity Brandywine comes with. But Brandywine just doing a little better job of moving that ball and putting their shots up here in the second half at least.
Well, what's got them this far in the season, Wilson will be what they call upon for the remainder of this game. 15-46, they're down 51-44. But this season they've scored a whole lot, and that they've done a whole lot of it from the three. Robertson and Jones very dangerous from deep, and they will look to cause Brandywine some damage. Can't forget about Trey Keys. He leads the team with 42% three-point shooting, which is 5th best in the division. He might have a big final 15 here today.
Yeah, would not be surprised about it at all.
Keys pulling up for two. There was Nairobi Peter Jr. with the miss. Little up against the grad student Gary Robertson. Well, Brandywine in no great rush here. Balls for Fogg. And Fogg is fouled.
Brandywine always doing such a great job of getting their big men in there. They know they can draw the fouls. Jaden Fogg sure does draw a heck of a lot of fouls when he's down in the paint there. And, it's definitely the right move if you're a team going up against number 22. He's a real tough force to stop. He's either getting those 2 points one way or the other.
Fogg will extend Penn State Brandywine's lead to 8 points. 9 points in the game for Jaden Fogg now. Only played 8 minutes against Wilson. Brandywine definitely missed him inside, and Wilson, they got lucky in that game. They didn't have to face Fogg, who's such a monster in the interior, showing them a very different side to Brandywine's game here today.
Yeah, he's always he's incredible difference maker factor. I mean, when a team doesn't, if you're a team with Jaden Fogg and you play a team without Jaden Fogg, you're going to notice the difference between playing a team without Jaden Fogg and playing a team with Jaden Fogg. And I think he's definitely shown that here. Brusha gets the steal.
Here comes Little. Wright's fed, and Wright scores.
Great job by Wright to avoid that charge there. He's real crafty in the midair shot.
I'll tell your point from earlier, though, Brendan. Brandywine, they, of course, would have wanted to win the first time these two met. But the fact that they lost and they did it without Fogg, Wilson are playing almost an entirely different team here today.
Yep, for sure. We talked about the options that Coach Burke has with multiple big men. And, without Jaden Fogg, he's their best big man they got. So it obviously opens up a lot more lanes for opposing teams to sort of abuse that size advantage. But, again, much different conversation with Amari Little making that two-pointer. Much different conversation without Jaden Fogg.
Brandywine on top 10. I think only led once during the first half, but it's a very different second. Robertson shifting inside. Brandywine gave him the option, and he'll take it all the way. Well, we're used to seeing Brandywine be a very strong first-half team, but Burke seems to have figured out how to make them a strong second-half team as well. You'd want to save more in the gas as opposed to using it all in the first, and maybe that's been Burke's change of identity. Brusha is really having some luck from deep in this game on senior day. I think he's got 12 points now, perhaps 9, but most of them coming from deep.
Definitely a game for him to remember, and to your point about the second half shooting, it's definitely going to bode well for them next year after possibly an even younger roster. I'm sure Coach Burke will do some top-tier recruiting in the offseason there, and it definitely fits their pace of play, much slower, which oftentimes is what can dig them into holes in the first half. As Brusha lands another three. Sorry to take your call there, Hunter.
Well, Brusha definitely with a hot hand, Brendan. I think that's fair to say.
Yep, definitely putting his best foot forward here on senior night.
There's a foul on the Nittany Lion logo. Amari Little, the guilty party. He'll be swapped out. Here comes Bryant and Claude. Gary Robertson looking to guide it past Bryant. He'll score.
Definitely a mismatch between Robertson and Bryant there.
Yeah, Robertson, the most tenured player in the United East. Bryant not finding too much time for the lines. Tough task for the young defender.
Also just a big size disadvantage there. Keep stealing your calls. I'm so sorry, Hunter.
Huh?
Nothing. Don't worry about it.
Oh, okay, good. (65-53), 11 minutes, 52 left. Brandywine in the driving seat. Right from way downtown, short of the shot, and it's rebounded by a man in black. Well, you feel Wilson need to have a couple of good minutes here if they hope to take something from this game. They don't look like they're really enjoying this one as they did in the first. They seem a touch deflated. Robertson doing most of the scoring on his own. He won't be able to get it done that time. Armani Jones with the board and the miss. Just doesn't seem to be happening for the Phoenix. Brusha for three. Brusha again! Well, not too much more you can say about Brusha from deep, but he's showing a different level to his three-point shooting game here in front of his family and friends on senior day.
Yeah, we haven't seen a performance quite as impressive as this one from Joey Brusha. It's great to see it on the last game of the year at home. Great to see it on senior night. He's really putting on a show for the home fans here, and he's given Wilson a reason to be quite upset with their performance so far in the second half. Obviously, Brandywine not the best second half team in the conference from what we've seen, but they've really turned on the gas here, and I think they've really locked in on a couple key areas that they really were struggling with in that first half, and it's really shown against this deflated Wilson team.
Yeah, well, this is a Wilson team that is not the best on defense. No doubt Coach Burke knows that, and he's given Brusha license to let fly when open, and if Wilson are going to keep leaving him like that, well, he'll shoot that all day.
Yeah, it's not going to be a fun day for Wilson if Brusha keeps getting that ball.
Claude playing some good defense, and the fader is missed. Here's Bryant. Well, just like the women's game, the three ball has made the difference in this contest. Brandywine shooting 52%, 13 of 25 from deep, far better than their opponents tonight. Joey Brusha 5 for 9 from the three for a total 17 points. Stolen back by Dylan Jones. Brusha in the backcourt feeds Bryant. Bryant regains control of the dribble after it was slapped away by Robertson. Brusha shoots the three. Well, he can't make it every time, but Jones will grab a couple of misses, make that three, and eventually the ball's out of play for Brandywine's gain.
Well, the seniors are really putting on a good show for the home crowd here tonight. Joey Brusha knocking them down from deep. Dylan Jones grabbing pretty much every board in sight. He's been unstoppable down below the net tonight. This Brandywine offense really clicking on all cylinders here in the second half.
Claude just short. Frustration etched across the faces of the Wilson team. Not happening for them as they've had it happen all season. Definitely entering this game on favorites. They've got an 8-6 conference record. Brandywine are 3-11. Here's Wright. Claude trying to slap it back in. Didn't quite fall for him as he would have liked. Slow down, says the bench.
Definitely trying to stay true to form, to their play style.
It's definitely worked for them. They've stuck to their principles during this playoff charge. And they've won a whole lot playing the exact brand of basketball Coach Burke likes.
Yeah, no shocker. I mean, we find that when Brandywine starts to or has to pick up the pace, it's normally when they make a lot of their costly mistakes. Bad turnovers. Robertson gets the bucket there. Looked like it should have been an offensive foul according to the home fans, but goes uncalled.
Bryant 1v1 with Antonio Perez Jr. Bryant looking to go all the way, and he'll do just that. Bryant, the sophomore recruited out of Paul Robeson High School, Philly native. We hope he sticks around in Brandywine colors. Hasn't had the time he would have liked this season. I actually spoke to him before they even took the floor for the first time. He said he wasn't feeling too great about the upcoming season, but if you can come up in the big moments at the end of it, you'll definitely be remembered for the beginning of the next.
Great words by Mr. Bryant.
70-55. Bryant on the ball again. He'll shoot the three. A little short. Looked to grab his own miss, but Robertson gets there first. Robertson on the charge. Is fouled in the process. Well, we're honoring our seniors today on Senior Day. We already spoke about 4. Here's number 5, Ethan Toney. He's played about 50 games in a 4-year career for the Lions. The big man, always a part of the program, always a part of the plan. He started, I think, 4 games this season for Coach Burke, as he provides Brandywine with one of their larger inside presences.
It doesn't get too much time on the floor, but definitely a real impactful presence when Coach Burke needs him to.
Here's Wright on the fast break. Wright waiting for contact and perhaps waited a touch too long. Claude will take the foul, but no score from Jamar Wright. Here's Claude. Claude takes one. That's a 16-point game now. Tied at 38 at halftime, but Brandywine chasing for most of it. Not too sure we thought we'd arrive at this scoreline with 7 minutes and 31 seconds to go, but we're definitely happy about it. Wilson gotta respond. Pierce kicks it out. Reese. There's Keys. Well, similar to Brusha and Swider, for that matter. If he can get going from deep, it could definitely be the difference maker. We spoke about that earlier, Brennan.
Yep, 100%. And obviously, Wilson is not a team you want to start letting up from beyond the arc, because they can definitely hit him, and they were in that first half.
Big fight from the senior Jamar Wright. Wins Brandywine some very important possession as the seconds melt away and the game draws ever closer to a Brandywine victory. Claude can't finish against Peeler Jr. Keys for 3. Keys threes.
Threes from Keys.
Little somewhat bailed out there with the foul call.
Patterson real not happy with that one. Having some silent words with the ref.
A couple of seniors check into the game. Dylan Jones, Joey Brusha. Swider. 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Amari Little's ball. Brusha for 3. Not quite. Jones with the board. Oh, that's where Brandywine have the edge on the boards, and you're seeing that time and time again with Dylan Jones under the rim.
Yeah, obviously one of the taller players on this Brandywine squad, doing what he does best, grabbing boards. The last couple runs they've had, when they looked really locked in, they've made quick transitions from one end of the floor to the other, and they've been capitalizing on their shots. Not too much in these last few. You see Wilson rolling it out, trying to keep as much time on the clock as possible.
There's the 3 from Peeler Jr. Just like that, they're back in the single digits. 72-64 now the score, 8 points. And there's a timeout from Coach Burke.
Definitely a well-planned timeout by Coach Burke. Things starting to sort of slip through the cracks here. They've been pretty solid all around in terms of rebounding and getting good shots off. But the last couple possessions have not been their finest. So obviously Coach Burke going to fix that wherever he can.
Well, Joey Brusha just a couple of points away from tying his career best. Scored 19 last season in a single game. Transferred to Penn State Brandywine from Penn State York, where he played 12 games. Transferred to York from Bucks County Community College. Clearly has found a home here at Penn State Brandywine. He wraps up his ball-playing career, wraps up his education at the Penn State Brandywine campus, the best out of all the satellite campuses. That's what I've heard, actually. It's what the votes say. That's what the data says as well.
Is it really?
Oh. According to my studies, at least.
Well, we all know Hunter Strafacci stats are nothing but true.
Nothing but true.
The Strafacci stat line. That's your segment for next year.
The Strafacci stat line.
Stats by Strafacci. There we go. That's a cologne.
That is a cologne. That's the point in the broadcast where you hear it and you're like, okay, I can mute it now.
Yep.
I can go take a bathroom break.
Similar to our pizza conversation from the women's game. Not in this one, folks. This is a big game. You're stuck with us.
Little faces Keys. Keys nearly with the steal. Little recovers possession. Jones wants it in the corner. Might as well feed him. He's wide open for three, but he will miss the shot. Looked like it came off the wire there, but who am I?
Well, they were grooving from three-point range pretty early on in this second half, but I think Coach Burke might want to start going back to that big man interior offense that's worked so well for them all year. Because, similar, we saw in the women's game, you don't want too many wasted possessions. You don't want to waste your guys' energy just running up and down the floor. And Wilson, hitting those threes, they're moving that ball around that perimeter real fast, and it's going to take a lot of energy out of Brandywine. So I better start capitalizing on some points here.
Brusha guides ball to Jamar Wright. Senior to senior, now the transfer Little. Well, they're not going to give Brusha an inch, that's for sure. Wilson has to close him down, leaving Jones open. There's Little for three, and Little sinks it. United East Conference Player of the Week arriving at just the right time for the Lions here. There's Robertson weaving around the arc. There's Peeler Jr. for three. Right off the dead spot at the back of the rim, Brennan.
Yep. Wilson's done a pretty solid job of timely responses to Brandywine offense, which I think is sometimes what takes the air out of this Brandywine crew, at least for just a second.
Fogg feeds right. He'll shoot the three, and he's just a touch short of the shot. Keys closed it down by Fogg. Keys looking to drive firmly into Jones for three. Oh, they definitely have that in their locker. Every single man in black and blue seems to be able to drop the three almost at will. They're back within 5 points here.
Yeah, it was a 15-point lead very early on in the second half, or close to the middle of the second half, excuse me. Brandywine did a good job of clawing back, but I guess so was Wilson.
Entering the game, that was definitely going to be their strong suit. Brendan, we talk stats a lot. Stats are the beginning of the conversation, not the end, of course. We entered the game, we think that they're going to be able to shoot the three, and they wind up proving their stats right. That's the end of the conversation when the game's over.
Yep.
Robertson walking Bryant down. Spots his man in the corner. Wilson moving the ball around very well here. Keys is doubled up on, and he'll manage to score anyways. So much good work done by this Brandywine team, and they're 3 points away, one possession away from letting their big lead slip. Good work from Wilson, though. Big fight from the Phoenix.
Creeping into the final couple minutes here. Just a 3-point lead for the Lions. Definitely got to lock down a bit on the defensive end, but we see Coach Burke telling his boys to speed up in that fast break. Definitely wants to put quick points on the board for some insurance.
Right. Scores.
I know that's right.
Oh, yeah. Keys. That's not Keys. That's Peeler Jr. And he'll score anyway. I think you're right about that, Brennan. I mean, the timely responses from this Wilson team. Whenever you think Brandywine are on top momentum-wise, Wilson come back with a big bucket. And that is definitely affecting Brandywine's energy levels and morale in this game.
Yeah, well, in terms of the Wilson stat line, was Mari Little gets the big 2. They're definitely creeping up on their averages for both team scores. Wilson lets up about 80 points a game. Are creeping up on that here. They put up about 78 themselves. Are also creeping up on that. It's a pretty typical Wilson game. Also a very typical, not so typical Brandywine game. They went into the half with the tied up, came out, blazed for a while, got a 15-point lead. Wilson did crawl its way back, so it's all going to come down to this tough Brandywine defense that we've seen all year.
Yeah, Brandywine have been scoring a lot more as of late. They're well over their average in this game, but as you say, Brendan, their principles, that defensive side to their game, that's what they live and die by, according to Dylan Jones, and that will likely be the difference for them in the final 2 if they can hold on to this lead. Big couple of minutes. Here's Bryant on the ball. Little. Fogg. Fogg up against Armani Jones. That went through.
I was about to say, if that didn't get called.
Well, Wilson tipped that back up and over the rim after it went through the hole. That'll count, though. 81-76 is the score in favor of the Penn State Brandywine Lions.
It goes to show that pretty much every one of Coach Burke's players from top to bottom can come up in the clutch moments. It's even better to see, one of your star centers, one of your star offensive and defensive guys really getting in those gritty areas to extend this lead. 5 points here now. Minute 40 left. Not impossible for Wilson to crawl back, but against this hyped up senior night Brandywine squad, it's definitely going to be quite a challenge.
Well, we spoke about the seniors already, but we did not hear the message from Isaiah Leonard's family. Here's what they have to say. Better known as Special K, you have been the joy of our lives ever since you were born. You've played basketball since you were 2 years old. We are so proud of your great success and your endeavor to not give up in spite of what life has thrown at you. You've always thrown it as a three-pointer. Your mother and father are proud of you and know that we love you. Love always, Mom and Dad.
Special K.
I wish we knew that.
Yeah.
Not on his last game here in front of us.
That would have been a great. Threes for Thon would have been a blast.
Yeah, it would have been Special K Day.
Yeah.
Well, we got 1 minute 43 left to use that nickname. I might start crying. Basketball season's over, Brian. I can't believe it.
I know.
Long season, but a quick season. We've been on the ball doing this since November, and we got 1 minute 38 left. Here we go. Robertson to Keys. Keys feeds Armani Jones. Up against Dylan Jones, no way through. Pierce receives nearly on the three-point attempt, just about spun out last minute.
Well, of all the threes that they've seen miss, that's definitely one Brandywine's the most happy about, I imagine.
Jones gonna take his sweet time here. 9 seconds left on the shot clock. Dylan Jones, Jamar Wright thought about the shot, drifts inside, kicks it out. There's Fogg for three. No score. Good play from Bryant. And there's a foul high up the floor for the Wilson Phoenix.
What a great job by Bryant to really get that ball out of the way of any Wilson player. And great effort by Jones. Taking the hit, but they still remain with possession. Just 50 seconds left in this game. 5 points separate the sides. It's the most important 50 seconds of this team's season.
No doubt about that. Win tonight and win on Saturday, and with a little luck, they'll be in the playoffs. Little squares off with Pierce. And 30 seconds left. Little feeds Bryant, wide open for three. Just a little strong from the number 2. Peeler Jr. now. Keys. No score on the 3. Not like him. And with 14.8 left, Jack Swider is fouled.
Definitely not the guy you want to send to the line if you're Wilson.
Yes, Swider shooting 90% from the free throw line since his transfer from his previous school, Washington College of Maryland, of course. Swider short. Armani Jones. Now or never for Wilson. Peeler Jr. pulls up for 3, and he'll score. What a shot that was from Peeler Jr.
Yeah, with 8 seconds left, Brandywine's really going to have to play this one tight. Big emphasis on no turnovers. If they don't get a turnover, Wilson inclined to foul for game's sake. They just got to play this inbound right.
A little bit of individual brilliance from Wilson gives them a lifeline here. They're within touching distance, 81-79, 8.1 seconds left in the game. Penn State Brandywine just about those 8.1 seconds away from closing in on the postseason run thereafter. Well, both teams with a timeout left. Heard Burke mention that explicitly just now during his team talk. 8.1 left. It's a nail biter, that's for sure. Brandywine up. Little comes close and is immediately fouled.
No shocker there. Now, if you're Brandywine, no other person you'd want at the line than Amari Little.
No other person in the entire conference shooting better from the line than Amari Little, 94%. He's been the best in that category since he started playing here for Penn State Brandywine. He's up by about 10% on number 2. And he will look to extend Brandywine's late advantage. All right, we'll be right back. Well, something tells me we're not going to be here for just 7.4 seconds, Brennan.
Yep. I know that's true.
Well, Little still has a free throw to make. No doubt. Now or never. Take the three. Ooh! Jack Swider commits the foul. Jack Swider not happy with that call. This is a big moment for the season, for the game. And it starts off on the wrong foot. Jalen Pierce makes his first free throw. Brendan, what's your breakdown there?
The breakdown looked like it was a breakdown, and maybe a bit of defensive mindset there. I mean, he looked like he just came in at the wrong angle trying to block that shot, but I think they probably could have done a little better on the press coming out after those free throws. Ben Bass back in, definitely going to be a big defensive unit in these last 3 seconds here.
Oh. Pierce took them both. Well, it might be enough for Brandywine if Jones can convert some of these free throws. Just one of them even.
It's going to be a real clutch final 2 seconds for both teams here.
Yeah, someone in black and blue has the chance to definitely be tonight's hero with this final 2.2 left. Nelson trying to come into the game. He doesn't even have his jersey on yet. Jones comes up empty-handed. Big heave from Pierce.
Oh my goodness.
That's not far away at all from Pierce.
That was way too close for comfort.
Well, we won, Brennan. 84-82.
Big win from the Lions indeed. Cannot wait for this post-game interview.
Yep, make sure you stay tuned. If you can't stay tuned, it'll be available on at PSUBW Sports on Instagram. Who are we interviewing today?
I think it's a private discussion. I think we got to keep the viewers surprised.
We'll keep you surprised. Be right back.
Check, check. How we doing? We good? Alrighty, guys. I'm Brennan Cramp here in the Lions Den after the Lions clinched a thriller 84-82 against the Wilson Phoenix. What was the halftime message going into the half tied at 38?
Stay calm. We really wanted to focus on defense, which I thought we did a great job in the first half of the second half. So really, yeah, focusing on defense and just keep shooting our shots when we get open.
Awesome. You guys had a thriller coming down to the wire there, 84-82. Like I said, what's your key to staying cool in those high-pressure moments?
Our coach always just tells us to stay calm. A lot of the players are very calm, so I think just our whole demeanor helps us stay calm on the court.
Awesome. Well, I didn't say it before, but I'm here with Joey Brewster, who shot 5 of 11 from 3, racking up 17 great points in this Lions win. Joey, on your senior night, what was the key to shooting all those points? And was it in front of your friends and family, or were you just feeling good?
I'm always feeling good, just staying confident, shooting when I'm open, and I got to give it all to my teammates. They find me when I'm open, and they all keep me up. They say, keep shooting, Joey, and that really gives me the confidence to keep shooting.
Awesome. We had a great game. Congrats, Joey. And that's it for the Lions Den tonight. Thank you, guys.